In a small coastal town where storms often rolled in without warning, lived a pit bull named Echo. He wasn't named for noise, but for silence. Echo had been born deaf. From the moment he opened his eyes, the world was different. No barking. No thunderstorms, no cars, no voices. Just vibrations and movement. People assumed he'd be a burden, hard to train, hard to love. But one woman, a 35-year-old lighthouse keeper who lived alone on the cliffs, saw something else. Awareness. Echo responded to touch, to light, to hand signals, learned to watch and interpret. Where most dogs listened with their ears, Echo listened with his soul. Every morning, the woman and the pit bull walked along the cliffs. She'd raise a hand, and Echo would stop. She'd clap twice, and Echo would turn. Their bond became language. One stormy night, while the lighthouse blazed through sheets of rain, Echo stood still at the front door, alert, trembling, fixated on something unseen. Then he ran down the cliff path, toward the dock. The woman followed, flashlight bouncing behind her, there barely visible through the rain. It was a capsized sailboat and two teens clinging to the rocks. Screaming for help, their voices lost in the storm. She couldn't hear them, but Echo felt them. She called emergency services while Echo paced the edge of the rocks. The waves crashed violently. The teens were slipping. There wasn't time. The woman tied a long rope around her waist, then attached the end to Echo's vest. With a nod, she pointed toward the boat without hesitation. The pit bull dove into the frigid waters. He swam with power, reaching the first teen who grabbed the rope. Echo turned, pulling with slow determination. Then the second. The rescue team arrived minutes later, shocked to see two kids hauled in by a deaf pit bull and a woman with no backup. News spread fast. Hero pit bull saves lives. Cameras, interviews, awards. Everyone wanted a photo with Echo, but Echo didn't care for attention. He cared for the lighthouse, for the woman. They returned to their lives. The cliff walks, the sunrises, the hand signals, the silence. But something had changed. Local schools invited them to speak about disability, courage, and communication. Echo became a therapy dog for deaf children. He showed them that silence wasn't weakness. It was a different kind of power. Years passed. Echo aged gracefully. His eyes softened. His walk slowed. The woman, now gray-haired, still communicated with her hands. One morning, as the fog rolled in over the cliffs, Echo stopped. He turned to her. "Pat down," pressed his paw to her heart. Then peacefully, he lay on the grass and closed his eyes. The town held a memorial, not just for a dog, but for a listener. A bridge, a life that echoed in others. Inside the lighthouse, there hangs a photo, a deaf pit bull. Standing strong against the wind, eyes focused on something no one else could hear. Beneath it, graved in brass, he didn't hear the world, he felt it, and in doing so, saved it.